episode 19. I am your co-host, Daniel Perez.
And I'm Mr. And we are your qualified heroes.
Yes, sir. So, today, just another day, except we are no longer within arm's reach of each other. Last episode, if you have not seen it on YouTube, you would be able to know that we were side by side in Florida. And now back in Texas, as I will be forever, it seems like. Anyways, that's a different topic. So we're going to be talking about some stuff. This is technically a bonus episode, even though he said it's episode 19, because it's a movie episode. And every movie episode is a bonus episode.
I mean, every bonus episode or just regular episodes are movies. There's no shows other than Secret Invasion, so might as well start calling them regular episodes because bonus episodes, and it becomes regular episodes eventually. So
I guess that's true. Maybe we'll leave bonus episodes for the bigger movies.
We'll be shows.
So we are going to be talking about Ninja Turtles, and that is not a Ninja Turtle, but I see that you tried. This is a dinosaur. We're going to be talking about Ninja Turtles. We're going to be talking about Wonder Woman 3. If you're wondering about Wonder Woman 3, stay tuned. And we're going to be talking about Fantastic Four reboot. So before we go into the movie, which of the two topics do we want to talk about first?
Okay, so you mentioned the casting for Fantastic Four. Rumors casting. Also, you mentioned Wonder Woman. You also mentioned what else?
The movie, Ninja Turtles.
That's it? Those the only things? Okay. Let's start with the least possible one, Wonder Woman 3.
All right, Wonder Woman 3. So, Gal Gadot had an interview with comicbook.com. Mm-hmm. We're better than comicbook.com. The popularity just hasn't happened yet. Anyways, so Gal Gadot had an interview with them, and she said, this was recent, she said that from what she heard from James Gunn and Peter Safran themselves is that they're going to develop it together. Could that mean a movie? Could that mean her being Wonder Woman as a movie? Could that be her just producing it and not like being actually Wonder Woman? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, yes, we will like her to come back because from all the Wonder Woman live action Wonder Woman, she's one of the best ones that has portrayed the character. Plus, Gal Gadot is an amazing actress. So if she does come back for it, it's gonna be a really like a trigger to your foot, like someone shot your foot, basically type of feeling. Because one, they're not giving Henry Cavill, they're not giving Ben Affleck, they're not giving Jason Momoa after Aquaman 2 comes out because we don't even know that thing is coming out. So I don't know if they do. I'll watch it because we're toxic and we hate and love this at the same time, and we're still gonna watch it. But it's gonna be a kick in the balls. That's the phrase I was looking for. A really hard kick in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I am very interested to see how Wonder Woman 3, if it were to come out, would happen under James Gunn's mind, because we know that he develops really great movies. And the first Wonder Woman, I actually very, very much enjoyed. I would say that's one of the better DC films out there.
Yeah.
And the second one was just
trash.
Yikes! I remember watching it at one of our friends' house, Waldy, and because that was around like COVID time, and it was just Max. Oh gosh, it was so bad. It was arguably the worst DC movie out there. So to go from such a good movie to such a bad movie, I don't know how Wonder Woman 3 would turn out, but I'm sure it would be good because it'd be under James Gunn. If I had a prediction as to if she stayed Wonder Woman or if she just helped produce Wonder Woman 3, I think she would just be helping produce Wonder Woman 3, which probably, I guess then wouldn't be Wonder Woman 3 because it'd be a new casting.
I mean,
I just contradicted myself.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if they do a Wonder Woman project, doesn't happen to be 3 or just a reboot. I mean, she can still be part of the movie, just another character, just like how Wonder Woman 2 ended. We saw the cameo of the previous live action Wonder Woman, so maybe she could.
But it can't be a third movie unless she's the same character.
I mean, then they reboot it. Reboot the franchise.
Yeah, but this says specifically Wonder Woman 3.
I don't think it's gonna happen. It's a really, really.
So you're putting money on the table right now, fake money on the table, saying Wonder Woman 3 is not happening.
It's not happening. It's not gonna happen. It's not.
Okay.
He's killing off the whole universe. He let Flash be on the screen, and he said, "Oh, it's a great movie." He was lying. He was 100% lying.
He was lying just so it wouldn't bomb, and it still bombed.
And it still bombed. He said, "Oh, we didn't fire Henry Cavill." 2 days later, Henry Cavill fired from DC. Like, he's letting Jason Momoa continuing as Aquaman. He's letting DC burn down himself. He's not doing anything. He's just, do y'all. Burn down.
Because it's not his stuff yet.
Exactly.
He doesn't really care.
He doesn't care. So he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And if he does, and if they do continue her storyline, specifically Gal Gadot's storyline as Wonder Woman, it will probably be a Max original show.
Like an Elseworlds?
Like an Elseworld show. But if they do that's the thing. If they continue doing Elseworld stuff, why
then people are gonna be mad. Why didn't you keep Henry?
Yeah.
Why didn't you keep Ben?
It's either you keep one or you keep all. I mean, you don't keep one or you keep all. That's it. You can't do that. But yet again, we don't care. I mean, we do care, but we don't care at the same time. Because guess what? We're gonna watch it. We're gonna pay money.
You're gonna watch it.
My dinosaur fell.
But I mean, the fact that she's supposedly already having these talks with James Gunn is interesting in itself. Because
didn't she already had this conversations long ago, when people were started asking, when Peter and James started coming in, and then I thought this conversation was already.
She said that she wanted to do a Wonder Woman 3, but she hasn't had the conversations with them.
Until recently,
now she said she had the conversations with them. So, I don't think it will be the same director. If it does happen, it's definitely not going to be the same director. I think she's toast. She got the short stick. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think you said it perfectly. Basically, if we do see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman on live action, regardless of how that comes, it's going to be like a kick to the balls or vagina. I don't know. To your face, because you're like, bruh, what about Henry? What about Ben? But, hey, I guess you can't keep them all.
You can't.
I guess you can, but you don't want to keep them all. So that's our Wonder Woman news. The next one, seemingly just never seems to stop coming out with rumors. But we're going to keep talking about it because that's what we do. We talk about rumors and facts. But this is just rumors. Sure. Fantastic Four reboot. I'm pretty sure at one point I said in an episode, this is the last rumored casting I'm going to mention. And here we go. Here I am mentioning more rumored castings. I'll go ahead and say the names. And that is, I got a lot of input on this, but Fantastic Four reboot rumored to have Vanessa Kirby casted as Sue Storm and Joseph Quinn casted as Johnny Storm.
Yep.
Your thoughts. And a potential Jack Quad unidentified role.
What?
Jack Quad from The Boys. He has a rumored casting, but they don't know the role.
Oh, I don't know who that is. But
Jack Quaid, the main character from The Boys.
There's so many main characters. I don't know them by actor's name.
The nerd, the main, not superpowered, but now he has superpowers.
He injected himself with a V serum.
Yeah, powers.
And he has powers.
And he was also in
Oppenheimer.
I almost said Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Oppenheimer. Yeah. So, but the two big ones are Vanessa Kirby and... I don't see him as
Reed Richards. What do you want to say?
You'll see who? Jack?
Yeah, Jack. I don't see him as Reed Richards. I don't see him as Doom either. He doesn't give me that villain. Just like,
if anything, he would be Johnny.
Probably, yeah. But then I like Joseph Quinn as a cast, but I don't also see
I personally don't know Joseph Quinn. You gotta tell me his roles.
Well, his biggest one right now is on Stranger Things season 4. That's like
he's from Stranger Things.
He got really blown up. Before that, I saw him on Game of Thrones, for like a couple seconds. He wasn't a main character. He was just there. But he's great. He did awesome on that series on Stranger Things. And other than that, I haven't seen a lot. I'm looking at it right now. He's been pretty busy. He's been in a lot of stuff. But from what I know, I know him from those two shows. The other lady, I have no idea who she is.
You don't know who she is?
Probably. I don't know.
You mean you just watched Mission Impossible 7?
Oh, that's
her?
her?
You don't know who she is. She is the blonde girl from Mission Impossible 7, the one who
the rich lady.
The rich one, yes.
She was great.
She was in... She was in a couple other Mission Impossibles before that, I think.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7.
I just didn't recognize her by the photo that comicbook.com posted of her. But yeah. Comparing her to Margot Robbie, I pick her.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
This is my thing.
I think she's a good casting. Margot Robbie and Adam Driver would have been way better as Sue and...
This is my thing with
Mr.
Margot Robbie. She's great. I'm not hating on her.
We know her as superhero roles.
Yeah, but I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her on another superhero role.
Why not?
Give me something different. Stop being cliche. Stop being basic. There's so many. There's a freaking writer strikes right now, and an actor strike. Pick one of them. Any of them. They will love it. Give me a blonde chick from the actor strike that will portray the character right, and will do it for cheap.
They want to go with big names. This is Fantastic Four. If they don't get this right,
I think they need to get this right. I think the only two characters that are gonna go with big names is...
There's only gonna be 2 of them because they said they want 2 big ones and then 2 like not big ones.
Yeah. So Fantastic Four. I mean, not Fantastic Four. This whole group. My dumbass. Reed Richards. Obviously, he's gonna be a big character.
And Sue Storm.
Yeah. Or
and
what happened to the Thing? What if the Thing is a big character, a big actor?
Why would you make the Thing, who's CGI most of the time, a big name character? All you have is his voice.
They made Josh Brolin. He's a huge actor.
Yeah, but
they made him into Thanos.
That's different.
How is that different?
Because you're not limiting yourself to too popular and too not popular.
But it's Josh Brolin. You see Thanos, you see Josh Brolin.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
But Thanos is the big bad. That's like Kang versus the Thing.
But the Thing is a huge character.
It's gonna be interesting to have the Thing, She-Hulk, and Hulk all in the MCU.
I cannot wait for a scene with all the Hulk people. With Red Hulk apparently coming on
Red Hulk
and on the Captain America movie with Harrison Ford. That's gonna be crazy.
It's just gonna be a bunch of
Hulk people.
Strong people. Yeah. But look, I think Vanessa Kirby would do good. Was she my preferred casting? No. Margot Robbie would have been way better as Sue Storm.
Leave it alone.
Adam Driver, I would have liked that as Mr. Fantastic. But
Doom, though.
I would see him more as like a Doctor Doom. So, but they both supposedly they both turned down their roles, which is why we now have more rumored castings. And I kind of want to speak on that too, because if I'm Margot Robbie or Adam Driver, I'm turning down the role too.
Why?
I'm turning down the role because, one, Marvel's going kind of downhill, number one. Two, if you're in that role, typically you're going to be tied down to that role. And you can't expand your horizons to other movies during that time frame. There's some certain actors, I can't remember the names. I believe Scarlett Johansson was one of them. There's a couple of them. They're like, yeah, I basically couldn't do anything else while I was playing my role. So, I mean, look, you're already the big name. If it's different if you're the not big name, because then Marvel puts you on a pedestal. But if you are the big name and you kind of see the trend where it's going, and whatever, the actor strike and all this, you're like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Why do I need it? I don't need it. Vanessa Kirby, she's like a kind of big name, but like not super big name. So it's different. Margot Robbie, especially with Barbie that just came out, you think she wants to do Fantastic Four now? No.
She doesn't need to. So this is my thing right now with actors picking Marvel roles. I think they just don't really feel like they have to. Like you said, small actors, they will be perfect because they will make a name for them. Like, basically almost everybody in the Avengers team was a nobody before. Now they're big. But that's the thing, they were nobodies, and after they leave the MCU, they're kind of a nobody still. The only good roles that I've seen Chris Evans is that movie with Ryan Gosling on
But the name
Netflix.
name is still there.
You
see the name on a trailer and you're like, "Oh, they got Chris Evans."
They got Chris Evans, but he out of all of Chris Evans is a pretty good actor, but he's not hitting big movies right now.
Yeah.
Like going up there movies. I think the only one is Chris Hemsworth with Extraction that is kind of blowing up on Netflix, but not even Scarlett Johansson. Mark Ruffalo. Where's Mark Ruffalo? What is he doing? What is he doing? RDJ left. And
he did Oppenheimer.
It's like he did two movies since he left. He did Dr. Dolittle, whatever you say that name.
Dolittle, yeah.
And then Oppenheimer, yeah. Which
Oppenheimer is very good in Oppenheimer.
RDJ killed that role. He actually did kill it. That movie was awesome. But actors who are big before, they probably just do a cameo. Just like on Ant-Man with Bill Murray. We just did a cameo. That's it. And then we will never see him again in the MCU. So I think there's big actors I don't want to tie down to it. They make more money doing other stuff and having more fun.
I think that's a struggle for Marvel, and I'd say mainly Marvel. DC, I think it'll also be a struggle for them because it's also superhero.
Oh, it is a struggle already.
But James Gunn has a very good relationship with actors, and there's for example, we talked about Christopher Nolan. You drop everything to be in a Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you drop anything.
You drop everything. Yeah. Now, that's not to the same degree as James Gunn, but there will be some actors who have worked with James Gunn in the past who basically will drop anything to work with James Gunn again.
Probably.
Not to the same degree, but still something. But now with Marvel, there's not that doesn't name a director or nothing.
The Russo brothers, and that's it.
Yeah, the Russo brothers, and they're not directing nothing.
That's
so, like I was saying before, if you're that big name actor, you already got the paycheck. You just want to expand your stuff to other movies. Same way Margot Robbie expanded to Barbie, and now Barbie blew up. Adam Driver, I'm sure he'll expand to other films. He's been in a couple other films that have actually been really, really good. He's could he still be in Marvel? He could.
Probably.
But
not as big of a character.
Yeah, those are big characters where you're tied down, in a sense. Because you got to be in a lot of other stuff, and et cetera, et cetera. So...
A person who does take that role cannot have like other really big commitments to it. So like if you're an actor,
that is your big commitment.
Exactly. If you have another big commitment, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to keep doing Marvel movies because eventually they will like you to cameo on other movies. Like Chris Evans. Chris Evans cameo on like in 5 movies.
Yeah.
They're not even his. I'm probably exaggerating. Probably in like a 1 or 2, but like yo, are you that busy? Okay, good. Drop anything that you're doing. Let's go. We're doing a cameo. Like, I don't. And did they like the original cast? Did they do anything while they were in the MCU?
The original Avengers cast,
or like almost anybody in the.
You know, I'll search
like a lot of movies.
Like major movies? No.
Like major movies. And
Knives Out, I guess you could say. No, not even Knives Out. Knives Out came out in 2019 and Endgame came out in 2019. So I guess you could say Knives Out, but that was basically towards the end of Chris Evans' career.
I think they film back to back, Infinity War and Endgame. I think, I don't know.
And then all the other like somewhat big movies like Don't Look Up. He was in Don't Look Up. That was 2021.
Was he in Don't Look Up? I saw that movie.
2022. He was Lightyear. That was after. So you really are tied down. So I don't know. The Gray Man, which was on Netflix with the
that's the one
brothers.
With
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. That's the one I was talking about. The Gray Man.
Yeah, that was in 2022. So you're tied down. I wouldn't do it. Iris, if it's true that Margot Robbie and Adam Driver did get these roles, which I kind of think they did. In all honesty, I do think that rumor was true. And then they turned it down. I believe it. So we'll see what happens. But this is now the rumored casting. Jack Quaid was an interesting one. As I said before, he's one of the main characters in The Boys. I love his character. He was in Oppenheimer. He is still pretty good in Oppenheimer. It would be interesting to see him, but I don't see how he fits in Fantastic Four unless it's Johnny Storm.
Other than any characters out of the 4, I think he'll be just like another character or like that sidekick or something. I don't know. I don't see him as the Fantastic Four like you said, other than Johnny Storm.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But that's basically our Fantastic Four news. Now going into the movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I got just broad overview of your thoughts on the movie.
Cowabunga, dude. I don't know. It was good. It was really a good movie. It was good. That's my broad.
That's your broad overview?
Yeah.
All right. My broad overview, it was really, really fun. It was fun. It was funny. It was lighthearted. It had some emotional moments, which you didn't really expect from a movie like that. And overall, just a movie that would be worth a summer flick in the theaters. For your family, your friends, by yourself if you're messy. Yeah. Good summer flick. So let's go in. Full spoilers.
You have been warned.
You have been warned. I'm just gonna go right now. Go right now and say it, and I'm gonna say it.
What are you gonna say?
The animation on Ninja Turtles was better than the animation
on
Spider-Verse.
No, it's not.
I said what I said.
It's different. It's different animation. So
it's different, and I like it better. It's easier on the eyes. It's more
it's because
fun to look
your
at.
eyes don't work properly. You are disabled in your eyes. That's what you are. You got that crappy vision. People like I do who got 20/20 vision. No, I'm not. I don't have 2020. I'm old. My eyes are giving up eventually. But I don't know what the animation on Into and Across the Spider Verse was awesome. Plus, they were different. They're 100% different animation. Don't get me wrong. The animation for Ninja Turtles was awesome. It's something different. It's a little more like you told me. It's more like drawing type of animation,
like a scratchy art type of thing.
Yeah, but Into and Across is comic book animation. It literally looks like a comic book ripped from a page and put on a movie. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
and that's why it looks cool. But I cannot stay here to compare the two when they're 100% different and say one is better than the other.
They are different.
I love both animations. I told you the
both
from the beginning.
Both are amazing.
I told you in the very beginning, the thing that hooked me the most was the animation. Because it's different. So for you to say one is better than the other one, you can suck my nuts. With some ooze.
It's better.
With some ooze.
I don't want to hear ooze. I don't want to be sucking any nuts with ooze.
Ew. You're disgusting. Okay, go ahead with your little
animation
rant of why.
Animation is better. It's simple. It's just easier on the eyes. It's cooler to look at. Yes, the comic book is stunning in Spider-Verse, but it's just like you said. It's different. It's not as cool. It's not as cool. I like the animation in Ninja Turtles. That's all I'm saying. I like both. I like one better. That's all I'm saying. This was a very different animation that we've ever gotten. This is following the trend of these unique animations that we're getting. Puss in Boots, Spider-Verse, now Ninja Turtles. I believe I'm missing one more movie that had a similar animation. But this is kind of like the trend nowadays.
And I'm all for it. I love this animation that look different from like all the movies look the same type of thing. I love it. I love this animation. I told you, it hooked me. It hooked me. As soon as I saw it, it's like, I have to see this. It's like, I don't care how bad or good the movie is, I have to see it.
Yeah, just because it's so unique. But the movie was actually really good. We'll talk about certain things later on, but I'm just going to start with the casting. The casting was awesome. Very, very good. And that starts off with the Ninja Turtles themselves. These teenagers, Micah, Braddy. I don't have the other two names on there. Micah, Braddy, Shimon, and Nicholas. These were actual teenagers. Their age, I'm just going to click on Leonardo's age right now. 18. That's still a teen. You're still a teen.
He's 19.
Micah, but when the movie came out, he was 18. Micah, I don't see the age for Micah. But, let's see. Shimon, 19. I don't know. They sounded really young. And that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make is we have all these Ninja Turtle movies and films that we've gotten over the course of decades. None of them teenagers. I made this point with Messi a couple days ago. We were looking it up. The age that the Ninja Turtles, the people playing the Ninja Turtles in the Michael Bay movies, their age at that time was in their 40s or 50s. I don't remember if it was 40s or 50s, but it was late. Like, you were old. You had a mortgage. You had gray hairs. You had a kid. That's not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. In the 2007 movie, which was one of my most favorite Ninja Turtle movies, probably because I was a kid. It's probably like a really terrible movie, but at least as a kid, that's what I grew up with, and I loved it. 2007 movie. They were in their either early 40s or late 30s. I mean, you're popping babies at that time. Like, what do you? Why were they casted as the Ninja Turtles? I don't know. But the choice that they finally decided, you know what, we're gonna make actual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was phenomenal because they played off each other so great. They sounded like them, and so when I'm watching these kids on the screen, the actual kid turtles, I can associate that with a voice, and it just sounded really funny. It made it more funny.
It did.
And there was actually a lot of what's it called? What's it called? Yeah, chemistry. But what's the word? What's the word when it's like not scripted?
Not scripted. Improv.
That's not the word. But
improvise.
Improv. Yeah, there was a lot of improv between the kids, and it just like, oh my gosh, that was the highlight of the movie to me.
100%. I think it's if you even on Across the Spider-Verse, when the actor that plays Miles was like flirting with Haley Steinfeld's character, Gwen Stacy, he said he needed to be in the booth with her, like face to face, so it can feel more natural. And when we see the movie, it feels more natural than you're in a booth by yourself and reading a script. That's what they did with them. Seth Rogen came out and said, like, we had to put them in a booth, all four of them, so it can feel the natural of it. Like, it's them being them. Every scene that they were just them talking to each other, it felt... I was them, basically, when I was like, this dumbass kid just making sound.
They were being so dumb.
They were very New York, one. They had to be New York because one, Ninja Turtles are from New York. They had to be very New York, and they were very New York. So like, that also fit more to the characters. Like, you imagine a person from, I don't know, Florida trying to play a New York person. It's kind of tough. So they played it really well, and the chemistry between all four of them was awesome. And every scene there were, everything.
It was so funny. Like, Leonardo in the very beginning acting like he was Batman. Yeah. And the other people are like, dude, are you doing your Batman voice again? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just so funny. Because it was like, if I was doing something like that, one of my friends, you would probably be like, bro, you're an idiot. Yeah. When they were at school, Michelangelo was like, dude, we don't have a last name. I'll just split it up. Michael Angelo. And then they're like, oh, that makes you Leonardo. Like, it's so stupid, but it was just so funny because, like, that was us.
It works.
That was us as teenagers. My favorite scene. Let me tell you, before I go to my favorite scene, I told you already before, but I have not laughed in a theater as much as I did. I'm sorry, I have not laughed in a movie as much as I did in this film since I can't remember when, unless it was specifically a comedy movie. Like, something that wasn't a comedy movie, I can't remember laughing this much. It was so funny. And one of the scene that got me the most, I laughed a bunch, but the scene that got me the most, it was kind of shown in the trailer, was one of their first fights. Raphael was like so pumped. He was like, oh, I can spice someone. Like, dude was like, I don't know. He was twitching.
He was terrifying. He was really terrifying.
And he went to go charge at him and like slipped on something. And they're like, bro, you idiot, you freaking fell. But then his little sword thing flung off and hit Donatello in the leg, and Donatello's just screaming, and you see like the little tongue of Donatello like squiggling, and just like hearing the kids actual scream like oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. It was the
whole scene was hilarious. I mean, again, that was her first fight with actual other people, and they did awesome. But again, they didn't know how to properly do it, so that made it funnier with everything that every punch that they missed, every trip that they did, the whole it worked. And that whole scene was beautiful. And then the second scene that you mentioned that you also like, that I also love, is the montage of them fighting each villain to get to the main villain.
Beautifully like made with the animation.
It was awesome. It was very good. Every scene, and all four of them do the same thing, and then putting it together to make it work. The editing of it, that whole thing was beautiful.
Editing was phenomenal. I was like, I turned to my friend and I was like, that was cool. Like, it was just so cool to watch. So yeah, it was really funny. Other cast, they were big name casts in this movie. You had John Cena, Ice Cube, Jackie Chan, So you had a lot of big name actors, but I'm gonna be real with you, and we kind of talked to this before. You didn't really notice.
I didn't notice.
Didn't really
Dude,
notice. You didn't even know Paul Rudd was in the movie.
Paul Rudd. I just saw right now. Post Malone is in this movie.
Post Malone's in the movie?
Exactly.
Who's Post Malone?
Post Malone was Ray Fillet. Who the hell was Ray Fillet in the movie? I'm gonna look.
I think that was Splinter's love interest, which that was weird, but Ray Phillip. I don't know. Oh, he was just like one of the other villains.
Yeah, one of the mutants. Like he has to play. But again, like you said, there's a lot of big name actors that didn't sound like them. Like John Cena. Who the hell was he? I know who he is now, but like I didn't know. Yeah. I was like trying to look for him, and I couldn't find him. Even though they did drop the whole cast with each character picture next to the actor, but still, you hear the character speak. You didn't hear John Cena speak. You heard someone else. You heard the character speak.
Yeah. I mean, I barely heard Paul Rudd as the Gecko. Like I knew it was Paul Rudd.
I didn't even know.
But I was like, I barely could hear Paul Rudd's voice in that voice acting. So it was pretty interesting because you said this before. You're like, hey, I want you to do this role, but I don't want you to do this role. I don't want you to sound like you. I thought that was, I don't know, that was interesting. So yeah. I do think all the cast did good. I don't think they were like standout. I don't think Jackie Chan, a Splinter, or any of the other mutant people really stood out as, with the exception of the kids as the turtles. Everyone else is kind of just like, hey, good, you did your job, kind of thing. Yeah. Nothing special. But the kids like actually stood out. So it was kind of interesting seeing like this big name cast, but nothing really stood out from them.
Yeah, I mean, other than Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen, you can tell he doesn't change his voice for nothing. He always does his voice. He has said it before. Same voice every character. Every character that he does, he said it himself. Like if I do voice acting, I'm doing my own voice. I don't do voices. That's not his profession or whatever you want to call it. He's not a voice actor. He's an actor. Well, I'm not saying voice actors are not actors, but you know what I mean. He is not a voice actor that makes different voices for each thing. But he, I can't do his laugh, but you can tell that's him. Like, at least do some filtering or quick his voice a little bit for you to hide it. But other than the kids, everybody did great. But the kids did awesome.
Yeah,
all four.
And so the biggest things, it was funny, the animation, the kids. But something I did not like, and besides the weird Splinter love interest, I was like, I don't know, it was so disturbing to watch. But actually, I know you can say what you liked, and I know what you're gonna say. But before you, I'll give you the floor for that. Something I didn't like was the last third of the movie, the final act of the movie. Basic. It was not good. It was kind of trash. It was boring. It was like I was loving the movie up until then, and then like final act came, and I was like,
We have gotten to the point that we have seen so many movies. One, because we love the movies. Two, it's because of the podcast. And before the podcast, we didn't actually study the movie. Because I don't know if before we could have probably had a long-ass conversation about it, but not into detail like we are doing right now. Now, we see movies following the same plot line, following similarities between each other, and the ending for this movie, like you said, it was very basic. We've seen this before. A villain turns to a Godzilla monster, and the heroes win. We've seen that so many times before. Like, it wasn't bad. I know you making it seem like it was like the worst thing ever, but it wasn't that bad. It's
just so basic.
It's basic. It's a very basic last third act. That's it.
To me it brought down its overall score of the movie. And speaking of score, the music was very good in this movie. I thought it fit with the film, and that's always important. It's always important.
It is.
Messi, I know you once told me something that you really liked, and that was, I already forgot.
I forgot too. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What was it?
Something I really like in the movie?
Yes. You told me something you really liked in the movie. I don't remember what it was.
Was it the kids?
No.
What was the scene?
Well, until we remember that, we got a post-credit scene in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about that because I did call it. Danny saw the movie. You saw the movie before I did. And I told you. I predicted the post-credit scene. You saw the movie, and you say, just watch the movie. You didn't tell me. You didn't confirm it to me. I was like, the movie's going to end, or whatever, and they're going to show Shredder in the post-credit scene. Guess what? I was fucking right. Freaking Shredder in the post-credit scene. I flipped. I was not expecting him to be at all in the movie. But, Shredder.
Sequel's coming.
A sequel's coming. I love that post-credit scene. I was so happy.
So, yeah, I mean, if this movie does good, which I think it will, a sequel's got to come. And I'm glad I liked their plan of that, of not putting Shredder first, because Shredder's the big, right? He's the big one.
Yeah.
Let's be real. There's other popular, we got Krang, who's a popular villain in the show and stuff like that, but Shredder is like the big one. So to just kind of like introduce him in a post-credit scene in the first one, it gives you
hope for the next one.
Yeah, it gives you more hope for the first one, something to look forward to, and then kind of like more leverage, because this was kind of like a grab, like, hey, go watch our movie, go see the animation type of thing. It's super unique, super cool. Now people are like, wow, this is actually good. Oh my god, now there's Shredder, and now I'm like, more people want to continue on for a sequel. So it's smart to not do the big bad right away and then, I don't know, kill him off or something like that. Like,
yeah,
and you would lose potential money for sequels.
Yeah.
And this is something interesting was this is now Nickelodeon's, I think, like, first good major movie.
In a minute, yeah.
I mean, they made Avatar. We don't talk about that. I mean, they made the other Ninja Turtles, but meh. So this was like, they made SpongeBob movies, but yeah, this was like the first like really, really big movie. And something that I noticed from this summer was the variety of genres that we've gotten outside of superheroes. I guess you could say Ninja Turtles are superheroes, but like not really. Not like MCU, superheroes like we know.
MCU,
yeah, not like
Star
MCU,
Wars,
DC
like
stuff. MCU, Star Wars, DC. Different. Oppenheimer, vastly different. Barbie, vastly different. Mission Impossible, not super different, but like cool. Ninja Turtles, vastly different. What was the other one? I don't remember. There was another one that wasn't Spider-Verse. Yeah, I don't remember. But like, we're seeing now more studios, more genres actually gaining popularity. And this is good for the cinemas. This is good for us, because if the cinemas are making money, eventually they're just going to like shut movie theaters down and be like, hey, just stream it. So this is good for us and good for the movie theaters. But something that I wanted to take away from all that is maybe it is the superheroes that are killing the movie theaters. Because people were starting to come to the conclusion, people just don't want to go to the movie theaters, and it was like that was it. Because the whole COVID stuff happened, and then whatever, they're like, oh, people just don't want to pay tickets to go see a theater. But after all these movies are making a bunch of money, now we're starting to realize it's not that. They just want to see a good movie.
They do.
It's not.
I want to see a good movie.
They just want to see a good movie. If they're gonna pay, they just want to see a good movie. If you make a quality product, people will pay, and that's, I think, even though it's like, it sounds like not rocket science, it was something that many people thought. It was just like, oh, people just don't want to see a movie. But now I realize it might actually be the MCU, because think about Guardians. Guardians made money in the MCU, but everything else bombed. DC, Flash bomb, Blue Beetle probably bomb. Like these superhero films, not doing that good. Spider-Verse, it's as good as Spider-Verse was, didn't even make that much money. It didn't hit $1 billion, which I thought it would have.
Did it hit $1 million already?
I don't think it hit $1 billion.
No, $1 million.
Oh, $1 million? Yeah, I mean, it makes $1 million in like freaking 1 hour. Every movie makes. You're talking about $1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion. That's what I meant. But did it make? I'm pretty sure it made its money back.
Oh yeah, I mean, it made its money back, but as far as like making $1 billion, I don't think it did that.
So there was a grace.
It made $683 million. Its budget was $100 million, so it made a lot of its money, but it didn't come close to $1 billion like some of us predicted.
Yeah, and it's okay, and it's okay that it didn't, because if you think about it, we're in tough times. Movie tickets are not that cheap like they used to be. So and also go to see how many movies there are in this freaking summer. Every Friday there's a movie coming out. So like you if you want to go with your family, let's say you want to go to, especially IMAX or Dolby. Dolby's like a $20 ticket right there. Let's say you have a family of 5 people. That's $100 to see a movie. And then that's without popcorn, drinks, kids are with you. Like, we're in tough times, and it's a very understandable why they didn't get that far, because other people want to see other movies, and that's okay. So I'm not mad that they didn't get to the billion, but I'm okay that they made their money back and more, way more, like $600,000 more, or no, $6 million. I don't know. I can do math right now. I'm horrible at math, but they made their money and more, and some that they can do another one with Beyond the Spider-Verse. Also got delayed indefinitely. We don't know when the movie's coming out now. It got delayed. Yep. We knew it. We didn't say it delayed, but whatever. But yeah, there was too many movies coming out, so it's very understandable why they didn't make the money.
Too many good movies.
Too many good movies. Too many good, and also bad movies. There's a lot of bad movies this summer too. Let's also say that Flash. Gosh damn, bro.
Yikes.
Gosh damn, bro. Movies suck. The Star wasn't that bad. It's fine.
It wasn't that bad, but it was
bad.
It was still kind of bad.
Yeah. So sad. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just interesting to see that it's not movie fatigue that people are getting. It could be it's just bad quality. No one wants to pay $20 for a ticket for a bad quality movie.
That's true. And I'm kind of happy, to be honest, that we are starting to notice the trend of superhero movies, that they're good, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as other movies. There's other ideas. And for a good minute, for a very, very good minute, Hollywood was struggling with coming up with movies. Good idea movies.
Yeah.
They were making remakes. The Ghostbusters, they brought it back again. They continue with this nostalgic pool. They're exactly. They were remaking remakes like already. Like, we get it. We've seen this already. We're gonna pay money to see it because we love what happened before it.
And technically, Ninja Turtles was a remake, but it was vastly different from anything that we've gotten. It was actually a unique idea.
But it's a childhood movie because we grew up with it. But
it was different because the animation, we've never gotten that
exactly
before. So that was unique. It actually stood out from its predecessors.
Exactly. Like, what movie Michael Bay was the last person who did Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Where are they at? Trash. That's where they at. Even though the fighting style was pretty cool, though. There were some pretty cool fighting styles.
Yeah.
In the movie, but the movie itself didn't do that great. But I'm happy. I'm happy. There's a lot of new ideas and different things. You know what studio is killing it right now? And this the only studio that met the demands for the writer and actor strike. A24.
What studio?
A24.
What is A24? What A24 movies are out there besides the scary movie that they made?
Exactly.
Is that it?
That's the movie right now. Bro, you have to watch this movie. I want to see this movie so bad. It's the one with the hand. I forgot the name of it. But I heard
it got good reviews.
It got hella good reviews. It got so many good reviews, and apparently it's a different type of scary movie. I'll probably have to watch it by myself because my fiance probably will not like scary movies. But
I don't like scary movies either. I'll piss my pants.
I want to see it.
So.
I want to talk about it. Yeah, you're
go
another
see
person.
Go see it. Review it on our thing. We'll speak for the both of us. But I finally remembered what good thing you liked about the Ninja Turtles.
What? That
I was gonna have you mention. The pop culture references.
Oh, so many good pop culture references. I was gonna mention that, but we changed the topic. Oh my God. Endgame. Attack on Titans. Mark Ruffalo.
All the Chris's.
All the Chris's. Music. New York. Everything that's going on in the world right now was mentioned on that movie. I loved it because I knew almost everything.
That was awesome.
Except for the Attack on Titan stuff. I'm not an anime fan.
But a lot of people do. That's a very popular anime.
So, yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody who watches the show is like, oh my God, they mentioned something from that. Like, the final battle was based on Attack on Titans.
Yeah.
Because they, like, oh my God, this is Titan, da 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 da, in the movie, in the show. And then let's do that. And then I love the pop culture references in this movie.
Bro, that was super cool. Like, oh my gosh, when they brought up posters of like the live action, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, and Chris
Pine.
Evans, and all these other Chris Pine. Oh my gosh, that was super funny because like it's like live, like you're watching animation, but you also have like
live
actual
stuff.
humans.
Yeah.
And then in the movies, they showed movies.
Yeah.
Throughout that, like how they learned their martial arts. It was like through this movie, and that was actually pretty funny. And they were watching when at the very beginning when they were wishing that they were able to be accepted in the human world. They were watching I don't know, but it was some super like popular old time movie that the turtles were watching from afar, and then they went down to the sewer. So it's like there was so many pop culture references. It was super cool because not a lot of movies that are like outside of live action do that. And I can't really remember other movies that do that. I know that there's at least one other movie that does it, but it's not something that you can remember because it's so little. There's so little movies that actually do that. So having them do these pop culture references is actually really cool.
I love every time they mention something. It's like, hey, I know about that. Hey, I know about that. And it was very well done how they did it.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised. I feel like Seth Rogen, if anyone would do that, it would be Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I mean, he wrote, produced, and acted in the movie. So he was up there on a lot of stuff.
From permanent teenager, Seth Rogen. That's pretty, I like how he like called himself that in the movie. Or in the credits. But that's all I have for the episode. I do want to get your overall rating for the movie.
Overall rating. I know your rating because I haven't told you my rating at all. Like at all.
You haven't told me your rating.
But you told me yours, and it's
my rating's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think this was
I actually give it a lower
film
score than that.
Really? What do you give it?
I give it a 7.5.
7.5. I can live with that.
A 7.5. The ending really Yeah, me
messed
screwed.
you up.
Messed me up.
Yeah.
Plus, I only seen it one time. My probably understanding of it could be a little bit changing after when I see it for the second time. Plus, I was really tired in the movie, so that also could factor on my score.
Yeah, you went right after work.
I went right after work. I was dead. Like, I work in front of a computer, and then my eyes were like want to close every 2 seconds after work. But yeah, 7.5. It could be because I was tired on some parts. Like, I want to fall asleep, and then it could be like a boring moment. But again, it wasn't because the movie was boring or any boring moments other than the last part. But
could just be like a slow moment.
Yeah, a slow moment. I was like head banging a little bit. But movie's great. Movie's awesome. Made me laugh a lot. Love the pop culture references. I do recommend this movie for those people who are a little upset with Michael Bay and Random Ninja Turtles for you. Skip those movies. Watch the 2007 one. I heard. You're not the only person who has come out and said that movie's great. Like, it's one of the best movies of Ninja Turtles.
I wasn't sure if maybe it was just my childhood mind, but I was like, I remember people actually liking this movie.
TikTok is all over the movie because saying like they were ranking the movies and saying that the 2007 is one of the
It had a
best
super
ones.
dope fight scene between Raphael
Ralph and
and Leonardo in like the rain and the nighttime.
Really dramatic, yeah.
Super dramatic. It was super cool.
Yeah, so I'll say if you wanna remember any of them, I guess I'll watch the 2007 one. I wanted to watch it last night. It's on HBO Max. Well, Max.
Really? I didn't know that.
The original 3, the live action 3. 1, 2, and 3 are in there. The 1990 ones, and that one. The Michael Bay ones are not in there, but it's fine. You don't have to watch those. But
I might watch the 2007 one tonight. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember. That's fine. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I was gonna say something. Last episode we said this episode was gonna be with someone else on a podcast. So we had a plan, everything with Andrew, quote unquote. It's a comics, but due to scheduling conflict, we couldn't make it happen. But next episode will probably be Blue Beetle, unless we do one in between.
No, we got one. We got one in between.
We do,
with a possible guest. I don't want to hype anything up just in case, but we do have a possible guest for this next episode. If it goes as planned, it'll be a very, very fun episode. So stay tuned for that. I'm actually very, very excited for it if it happens. If it doesn't, it'll still be a good episode. It just won't be as fun. And then Blue Beetle, we have a guest, someone from the UK lined up for that episode if that goes as planned. You know, scheduling, life is hard, okay? So sometimes things come up and scheduling can't happen. Podcast does not come first in our lives. So, but hey, if we can make it happen, we can make it happen, and it's always super fun having guests on the show. So you can find me at Danny42, 3 N's, 2 is taken, on Instagram. I am private, don't be a weirdo, and yeah.
And you can follow me at Messi.17_ on Instagram. But if you don't want to follow us individually, you can always follow us on Unqualified Heroes, like Danny's shirt or hoodie says. And on Instagram, TikTok, X now. It's not Twitter no more. X. And also in Threads.
On X.
Yeah. So weird.
Don't add the other two.
Yeah. But to listen to our podcast and full episodes are in YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Comment, share, and if you saw the movie, and if you got this far, comment and
let us know
give
your
us
rating.
your rating. Maybe and your thoughts. Maybe you liked this movie. Maybe it was bad. Maybe it was whatever. But if you liked the movie, give us why you thought it was cool. Give us all the pop culture references you thought were awesome in the movie. But other than that,
Unqualified Heroes!